Well, okay, we're live. How's it going? Welcome, everybody. My name is Sean. Uh, I will be your host tonight for the Big Homies Breakdown. We have a really great show tonight. We got Mike here from Morph Ave as the co host of the show tonight. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey, what's up, Sean? Thank you for having me.
Uh, yeah, of course, man. Um, so, tonight we got a good show going on tonight. We got Stephanie from Audacious Balls. We're going to talk about marketing a little bit. Um, it's just something that not a lot of people know how to do. And a lot of us, including myself, are still learning how to do it. So, without any further ado, we're going to bring our guest on and we will go ahead and get y'all shouted out in the chat too for everybody that's here. Hey, Stephanie, welcome to the show. How you doing
Hey,
tonight?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for being here tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about marketing and
Yes,
things we
so
do.
ironically enough.
I mean, if you don't market, you don't move things. So how do they know you got it if you don't show them, right? You got to
Right,
market. You
sure.
got to find a way to get your stuff out there. Uh, Go ahead, Mike. You wanted to do the comments real quick. You want to shout them
Yeah,
guys out over there?
we have Audacious Balls staff. Thanks for double dipping. We have
Mhm.
Shauna. We have Dickie Foster.
Dicky,
Dickie Foster.
Dicky
We
Foster.
also have Rat Bastard, Mark over there, and Rat Bastard Royals. And that's all we have right now. We appreciate everybody come in and hit the like, share, and subscribe it.
Yeah, good job, Mike. All right, so let me know. You have dogs, right?
I have
You currently
dogs.
have dogs. Now, you've been doing that for how long now?
I've been doing that for um about 5 years, I guess. Four
So a bit longer
years
than the ball
since
pythons.
my first, yeah, 4 years since my first litter was born, but about 5 to 6 years of actually, preparing and building for that. So
Right. Now,
yeah.
what do you find yourself? Uh, what do you find to be the hardest thing about marketing when you're trying to get those last few animals out, or a T-shirt,
Mm.
or anything really?
I mean, the biggest challenge that I face, and I told you, so I told you backstage, I'm gonna say, like to me, like the focal points of this show are very ironic because your ad for the show was about consistency and your topic for discussion is marketing, and it's literally, I think those are like the 2 points where I am most challenged on, because maybe just my personality and the way that I respond to things when they get overwhelming or whatever. Like, these are the things that I've literally actively working right against. It's like working to hard to do the things, because like I don't feel like those things come as naturally for me. And so the whole
Right.
thing is, um consistency is that thing that I am trying to work for and still fall off like a lot. So I'm doing better, I think, with the Audacious account versus the dog account currently. And right now is really where I need to be doing content for the dogs, because I still have the last four puppies to move from that last litter. Um,
And what kind
that
of
like
dogs are
that's
those
where
again?
my focus needs to be. Those are bull terriers.
Oh yeah, yeah, the Spuds McKenzie looking dogs with the
Yes.
longer snout and the. Well, I thought they used to
Yes.
be white with the black patch, but they're all kinds of colors according to what you got. I was
But I
pretty.
do have a white one with a black eye patch. Actually, I have a female that is exactly that. So, um, yeah, I caught a couple brindle and white females and a white male. So,
Oh,
um,
wow.
the marketing, what the hardest part for me, that's what you asked, right? The hardest part for me with the dogs has been the consistency. Always, every time. And a lot of that, especially in the beginning, comes from it's like having a newborn, but doubled or tripled or something. Like it's like having a newborn for like the first 4 weeks of having those puppies. Like you on the couch or wherever it is to be right beside them. Um, and you don't really truly sleep ever because you're constantly aware of the fact that if I really fall asleep, somebody might die. Like, so it's exhausting. And then you get like the sleep deprivation coupled in with all the actual like hands-on care. So consistency is a huge struggle. And then I'll generally do decent through the first portion of it, but especially with previous litters where I've already had them spoken for right from the get-go. And it's all covered. It's like I already have my people and I'm busy with the puppies themselves. And then like a lot of times I'll die off on posting. And then it's also been something I'm consistent, but I'm consistently, bad or consistently inconsistent. So generally I do a lot of posting and engagement when I have a litter about to be born, it's on the way, when the puppies are on the ground, and then any downtime in between litters, it's like I just sort of ghost on my dog
So I
account.
mean,
So
all you got to do is take
I'm
pictures and put
I'm
them on
just
an account,
trying to
right?
do a better job of that and staying at that. And then
I said,
what'd you say?
I said, all you got to do is just keep taking pictures of them and post them on their account. Somebody's gonna fall in love with one of them puppies.
Yeah, I know exactly. It really shouldn't be that hard, but
Yeah. Yep. I remember coming into this with the ball pythons thinking they would
yeah.
sell themselves, and that was a huge
hmm
mistake. That was obviously a what were you thinking,
Yeah,
guy?
I think like currently with that, it's I don't know. It just everything feels like a lot right now because I've been working for maybe a couple of months. I had to pick up a job like part-time work in addition to everything else. And at the time that I picked that up, it was like I already had a full-time, I already had enough work to equate to a full-time job
Yeah.
here at home. So it's been, yeah, I finally
Sounds like you got
adjusted,
your
I think,
hands
to like
full.
the actual schedule of getting up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm handling like the hours a lot better. But yeah, my tendency when I'm overwhelmed is to just sort of shut down and avoid things, which is not it's not a great approach when everything that you have going is like living creatures that need
No,
you.
that's
So
when you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep.
Yeah. Once you have a routine with the new stuff coming in, it kind of makes it a little bit easier.
100%.
A
yeah.
lot of people think just because you have them, they're easy to get, sell them and market. It takes a lot of stuff, behind the scenes that people don't really realize about that too.
You know, making a 5 second reel with your animals on it or whatever can make a hell of a difference. And this is just like what basic marketing for us, right? I mean, there's so many other levels to it. You could buy billboards and call people, and there's so many different ways to market your brand. But
Yeah, just like go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
no, go ahead, Mike.
No, you have
Right.
like that 30-second reel and 1 minute reel. Think about how long it takes just to get that perfect picture, whether it be a snake or a dog or a cat, whatever you're marketing. It takes a little bit of time to get that perfect picture that you want to market that animal. It takes a while.
Yeah, it can, especially if you're not on top of it, right? Because it just makes it harder because it's already a lot of work, right?
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
already doing all the work with the animals, and then you got to come around and you gotta sell them. They're not going to sell themselves, and
hmm
that's the biggest part about marketing. You
Yeah.
know,
I think one of the other aspects that I tend to struggle with is Um, I do a lot better at staying focused and being productive if I leave my phone, leave my phone sit somewhere and then go do the thing, and I'll get a ton done. But then you have, but you need content. So then if you need content, it's like you have to have your phone with you all the time. You have to have your phone on all the time for like the opportunity that, this, because there may be something that presents itself. And so I wrestle with that too, because that gets frustrating for me.
Yeah. Mike, what kind of questions you got for this young lady tonight?
We appreciate you coming on to the Big Homies Breakdown stuff. How do you
I was like hanging out
define?
with you guys.
Oh, we appreciate it. How do you define? How do you define your target customer, and how has it evolved over time? That makes sense at all.
I don't really know that it's evolved over time. If you're talking, like, if we're talking the snakes, I think it's been probably like the goal has been the same from the get-go there. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but like Leviathan had put out they had put out a video at one point about, sorry, I'm trying to adjust something. Um, about like the three different tiers. I think theirs was actually how to make, $50,000 selling ball pythons or something, but it was, they focused on like three different concepts. And the one was like the pet breeder, the God, I don't even remember what this the next one was. And then like the big dollar, investment one. And so like I felt like it was like I can't start at the top level, right? So I'm more like the mid level, but my aim would be to be at that level where, selling to other breeders the way, like that level that is moving up. You're going to obviously have pet level animals that you're producing at any of, no, regardless of which level you're on. So, um, but definitely want to be aiming for a higher quality. So
Yeah. How did you
I
position?
was
How did
doing
you
really good
position?
until you guys off the screen. You took your guys' faces off the screen, and I'm just staring at this giant
Yeah,
picture of myself.
We're just trying to give you a little shine. You're the guest.
how
Everybody
did you?
sees our ugly mugs every week.
How did you position your brand to stand out in the market, like
Or how
like
do
in the
you
crowded
plan
market?
on doing that?
Yeah. How do you
Right?
plan on doing that? Yep. Yep. Sorry, Sean.
How do I plan
No,
on positioning?
Yep. To stand out
Is that what
like in the
you,
market.
to
Yep.
stand
Like
out
the.
amongst your peers.
Yep. There you go.
you guys are fun with the questions. Uh,
Well, it's the Big Homies Breakdown. We're trying to break it all the way down.
I know, but like I said, you're asking me the questions that about the things that are difficult for me.
this is
I
this is
guess
going to
so.
get
Okay, so
that moving right there.
I
That's what we're doing tonight. We're moving.
We're gonna give you that little extra push to say, okay, this is what he had to work on, and this is what you know. You got it, Steph.
right.
It's okay. You got this.
Well, okay, so I mean, just my brand specifically, I don't know. I mean, I think one of the biggest factors is you just want to be out and being seen within the community, right? Or like you want to make sure like you're staying in people's sight. So, like recently, I've started working more. I've taken advice from my friend Mike from Balls of Fury, because he's got a lot of he does fantastic with his social media, and so he's shared a lot of tips and stuff with that. Um, like I switched the account to a professional account because it wasn't previously. Oh, and I think that like that in itself had an impact right there. Like I saw things. Can you stop? I saw things like really up with that, and then I've tried to focus more on the consistency of just trying to get post out, get some sort of content put up. But I like his strategy of posting. Like his strategy is to be posting twice a day, every day. And I've seen every time that I've implemented any of the things that he's talked about, I've seen a big improvement in like visibility and views and engagement and all of that. So just applying those different factors to what I'm doing, or what I was already doing. Um, and I do find that I've had more consistency with posting. So I think it
Consistency is
starts
going
to
to
get
get you.
easier.
Yeah, that consistency right there will get you further than anything else will in the long run.
Right. Right.
So I think back when I was in Billy's top two Patreon there for a while, uh,
Hmm.
we had kind of talked a little bit about marketing and stuff. And the biggest thing is like people will do like 10 posts one day and then go 2 or 3 weeks without doing a post. And it's like,
Right.
then they're like, well, why is my stuff not moving? Because you're not making people interested in your stuff.
Right.
You
Right.
know, you got to get it out there. Just like I said, I think I said it backstage, if nobody knows you have it, then how are you going to get it out there?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
'cause they can't read your mind.
Yeah. Hey, 1 second, real quick. I'd just like to let y'all know that the Big Homies Breakdown is officially sponsored by Chris Eaton of the Fat Man Nation. Make sure you don't go follow. Make sure you go follow him if you don't already on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and his Patreon. He's got lots of good stuff there. Tell him the Big Homie sent you. All right. Well, we got that done. So
We have a couple other people coming in. Vance over at Blue Zombie Moors. We appreciate you coming in, Vance.
Yeah.
We have Eric Smith. Appreciate you coming in. And the Python Portal Will. Appreciate you coming in. Kristen at Dark Desire Pythons. We appreciate you coming in.
yep.
Go ahead, Sean. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man. You were getting them knocked out, bro. Get them knocked out. Hey, we got look, dude. Like Chris said last week, how you got the blind dude doing the comments, but man, he's killing it right now, dude. Why would I take that job away from him?
I just needed a little bit of leeway to figure out what I can do to
Oh
help
yeah.
out. So, but if
So
you're
if
not
there
already,
were,
go ahead.
so if there were a few things that you see right now that you're doing, uh, what are your areas that you can maybe strengthen, and what are the areas that you feel strongest in when you're trying to market your animals and put them out there and let people know what's going on? Or even for shows for that matter, you got to market those too.
Hmm. Um, the
The pressure is on.
the areas for improvement would be really about just creating more content in general, first off. Um, and then also trying a variety of different things, putting in more just bringing in more creativity, I think, to the content that's being created. Because I think there's definitely, different things that grab more than others. And um, so just really exploring all of that more in depth. And I think I have the ability, like the potential to make content that is more creative, that can bring more. And yeah, it's just taking the time and trying to implement more things and see what works the best.
It's a learning
And I
curve,
think
right?
that varies from person to person because, like I've had a friend that critiqued, I had a friend critiquing my content, and they were like, well, you should show the snakes more, or it's good to show yourself, but you should show, more of these other things or do whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but it's the ones that it's the literally every time that I have myself in the content, those are the ones that do the best. Those
Eric
are
from
my best performing
ERS.
things.
Eric from ERS says throw everything at the wall. That's pretty good
Yeah.
advice too, though, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
something's going
No,
to
I
stick
think it's
eventually,
true.
right?
Right. Well, I watched, I saw Charlie talking about marketing. I think he was on Proper Royals talking about marketing, and that was kind of a lot of, I think, what he talked about doing too, to find what really worked for him, what was the best stuff. And I do, so my point in saying, like, I don't think it's necessarily going to be the same thing for each person, because there's different things about each of us that people are going to gravitate towards, that are going to be
Exactly.
our
Yeah.
strengths. So you got to find what works for each person.
Yeah. Before you even had the dogs and stuff like that, you were kind of doing marketing before, like sending out vetting questions and stuff like that, right? That could be part of the
Um,
marketing.
yeah, I mean, for the dogs you're saying?
Yeah, how you would like send them
Yeah.
like a questionnaire that that's part of the marketing
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I guess I feel, to me, that's more like a secondary step, because it's once they've reached out,
Mhm.
and expressed interest. The questionnaire is more of like their application to me, basically, for the dog. So
Right. So, what are you working with this year? What you got? Anything in the incubator? Anything out? Anything crawling
right.
yet? I know this is your
Well,
first
so
season, right?
everybody that I talk to knows by now that the first clutch did finally hatch. Like, yay.
Who'd you
um,
call
so
when you cut them?
I called you. I
That
called
was an
you.
honor too. I felt really honored that you called me. That was the first person
Yeah.
called for some advice during an egg cut.
That's awesome. We have a
Yeah,
question whenever.
I think I could have handled it, like I'd seen enough that I think I could have handled it, but it's it still was I don't know, just like it was a reassurance, you know what I mean? Like have somebody there with you for the process. So I liked that. Um what was the what? There was a question.
Give me just 1 second here. Sorry.
Oh, you
What
asked
are
about
some of the more?
I
Yeah, go ahead.
The
hold
Python
on one
portal.
second.
No, we're on two
Yeah,
different
give me one
questions.
second.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, hold up. Let me go back. So we got the clutch. So that's new. That's exciting. It's the very first clutch ever, so that's exciting. I have I have a, what is he? Now I'm gonna blank. Um
What, the Krypton stuff?
no, I'm just trying to think what he is, like, because he's more basic. I'm trying to think if that's all that I have, like a Mojave, GHI Mojave yellow belly paired to my pastel lesser calico. And she's ovulated. She is in her prelay shed right now. So
That's awesome.
it's actually a nice rotation, because that first clutch will be out of the incubator and out of the way by the time the next one drops. And then I
If you market
have,
it properly.
oh no, I didn't put him. Sorry, that's backwards. That's who I started with. I started with that male to that female. Um, but they only locked one time. That was all the way back into like New Year's Eve. So
Oh
I
wow.
don't expect that's not the pairing. I switched it up and I went to the Yellow Belly Desert Ghost Het Cryptic male, like the same male that I used in the pairing for the first clutch. That's who
Yeah.
I put to the Pastel Lesser Calico. So that is what we're waiting on. Those eggs there. And then the GHI Mojave Yellow Belly, he went to a cinnamon Mojave who they've had 4 locks, and she's eating really good, and she looks like she's building right now. So I just keep watching, hoping to see the ovulation there. So that's what I have that is definitive. I had a yellow belly het pied female that I was trying to pair, and she had locked a couple of times, and then she stopped locking, and it just seemed like I don't think that anything was going to come out of that one now. Um,
Is she still
but
on food?
yeah. She had been off, but then I think she started eating again. So I don't know. I
Probably
think she
reabsorbed.
might have been going in the right direction and then it just didn't. So,
It happens.
um, yeah, definitely, totally. Depending on how things go through the year. I mean, I haven't done any of this before, so it's really feeling it out and seeing when the females look like they're ready and when things are, actually become an option at what point in the year and stuff like that. But I have like a Mojave Het Desert Ghost that is like she's a huge girl, and I'll probably want to try to do something with her yet this year. Um, I have a super pastel Krypton yellow belly Het DG female. I want to try to work with her this year and a Wookiee Het clown female. So like like those are all, you know, the last two are proven breeders. No, all three of those are proven breeders. So I'm hoping to do some stuff with them. And then I don't know 100%, but if my larger TSK girl, she's a pastel leopard het TSK xanthic het clown. If she gets, I don't know if she might get to size by the end of the year or early next year. So um, if that's the case, I'll probably start working that project with her.
Cool.
That's a pretty good project.
So the Python portal says, Steph, what are some of the morphs that you are oh, excuse me, what are some of the morphs that you work with that are your favorite right now? And is there anything out there now that you don't have in your collection that you
Hmm.
would like to have?
Okay, so yeah, there's definitely genes that I don't have that I would like to have. Just talking like your incomplete dominance, not even talking recessives. Like I would love to get Hurricane, and Stranger. I mean, Super Hurricane is amazing. The Hayabusas are amazing. So I would love to like have some of that going on somewhere. Stranger, Scrambler would be really great to get into. So those are all some incompletes that I would like to have in. And then as far as recessives, I don't know. Ultramel is like one that like it catches my eye, and I haven't reached a point where I'm like, yeah, I want to jump on that yet, but I definitely watch it. I see like Portuguese pythons and stuff and what they're making with that, and that's
Oh
really
man, I love
awesome.
those guys over there.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they're
they're nice
doing
people.
really cool stuff with that. So, um, I'm excited to answer that question. I'm excited. I'm really excited to get into the TSKs. Like, it's just a matter of like finishing getting everyone grown out and all of that. But I really want to get Wookiee and Cypress into the TSK Xanthics. Um, I should. I'll have Clown worked into that. And what else? Yeah,
You gonna
I'll
put
have
some Krypton
Clown,
stuff
and
in
I
there?
think that I've got some Desert Ghost and Hypo that can potentially start working into that. It's just that I think the girl with Hypo, I may kind of go in a little bit different direction with her than what I was going to do with the other ones. But um,
I got some
those I'm
hypo
excited
tricks.
about. And the Kryptons, like the Krypton, the whole Krypton thing is like taking over. It's like, and it was totally unplanned when I started, it was like I was aiming for a lot of things. I was aiming to get as many incomplete dominants as I could to have just as big of a variety as I could of like genes to work with that were gonna like show up, in each animal, to hit those like multi-gene combos. And the clown was like really like the main basis for my recessives, even though I have, I don't know, 5 or 6 recessives actually going on in my collection. Um, but the Kryptons were sort of like an accidental stumble upon, and now even with like this first clutch of mine that I've produced, it's like now there's even more of that
Dude, two
going
of them
on.
babies
So
in that first clutch are fire.
Well,
I
congratulations on
love
the
these
first
guys.
clutch.
Thank you. It's definitely exciting. It felt really surreal. Like I don't know why, because I've bred other animals. I mean, we've had multiple different types of animals that have bred through the years, besides just the dogs. Um, and so I don't know why it was so different with this. Maybe just because it seems like there's so many things that could go wrong, or so many things that are just more sensitive and delicate to the process.
Yeah.
And it I kept telling some of my friends that I'm like, I have this, it's it feels like something that you would experience in a dream, except it was just really like the picture in my head in real life was like, I'm gonna cut the eggs and they're gonna just be empty. Like it's
They
just a
were
joke. There's nothing
deflated,
there's
that's for
nothing
sure.
actually in
Like
there.
they were when you cut those eggs open. I was like, "Where are the veins at?" They were basically done,
Yes,
done.
they were so sunken, like,
Yeah,
and the one baby, like you guys, Sean, like that had the one baby that had already passed away or whatever when we cut the eggs and stuff, but um, and that one in particular was the egg I was most obsessed with. I'm like, that one's gonna be empty, like there's nothing going on in it, like it was so smashed. I couldn't even fathom that something could be fitting into that
yeah.
little
How
space,
long?
but.
How long did it take you to cut your first egg? Were you like playing like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and should I cut that one first or?
No, because I waited for the first pit.
Mhm.
And so we just started with that one right off.
Okay.
Um, and it was actually cool because I took advice from one of the breeders that I have purchased some of my animals from. I had been talking to him when it was coming up to that first clutch being laid, and he gave me his recommendation for incubation temps. And like I know other people did too, like Sean, I know you and I talked about it, and you were telling me like warmer temps was, that you had always done like warmer than that. And but I I liked what he said about the lower temp, and I knew he was having really great outcomes, so I went ahead and gave that a shot. And then in Billy's Patreon, in one of our Zooms, I was asking if anyone else incubated at those lower temps, how many days they were seeing it take for the eggs to hatch, and someone said 62, and that was exactly the day that the first pip, that I found the first pip was day 62. So it was
Yeah.
pretty solid.
What was your temperatures that you were incubating?
um I had the egg box at 87.
87. Okay. Yeah. Some people say
Mhm.
88, 88 and a half, 89, 89 and a half. Some people say 90 if they want a male or
Checking the
female.
eggs,
But they,
I checked the egg themselves in like the last week, because one of my friends said, "We'll see what the eggs are
Mhm.
reading," and the eggs were reading. I think one read at 89 and the rest were at 90. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy did something a while back where he was doing different incubation temperatures to see if it made a
they were
difference in
trying to
male
do
and
that for
females.
gender,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
for genders, it didn't
And
do
he said
anything.
Austin did it. Austin did it and was getting like all these males. They were trying for females, and he was just getting all these males
Get
out
the
of it. Like it
opposite.
totally did the back. Yeah, it didn't pan out like it was hoped for.
Because I know you can do that with alligator eggs, correct? That's the only one you can get the male female ratio.
You can get gecko eggs to do that
Gecko.
too. Leopard geckos, yeah, you can temperature sex them. So if you
Love
ever
it.
see an
Okay, there we
animal
go.
at a show and it says TSM or TSF, it was temperature sex and male or temperature sex female.
Mm.
There you go.
It doesn't mean they'll come out that way all the time though. Sometimes you'll get them ones that are temperature sex to be males and they're females, or females and they'll be males.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are some of the things you plan on doing to market this new clutch you got once they get all to size? And have you started thinking about that yet?
Well, I guess at this point, it really depends on what we ID them all as
Yeah.
to what is even leaving or not. So I
I
don't,
already
you
know
know, I'm
which
not to that
team
point.
probably shouldn't leave.
Eric says
I
on
mean,
the
at this point, I want to show them off a lot, regardless. You know, like
Yeah.
you want to show them off because even if they're not leaving, you want people to know what you have because you know if it's working the projects that they're
Well, if you want to go
interested
show
in, then
our
why not?
audience this clutch, why don't you go grab it real quick so we can see it?
Alrighty.
yeah in the chat, Sean
They're
Eric
little
says
ornery
he
things.
incubates
One
it.
bit its sibling earlier.
Oh no. Yeah, Sean Eric in the chat say he incubates at 89 and a half,
Yeah.
89.5. So,
Yeah. A lot of
I
people
think
are at
that's what
89
Sean
and a
told
half.
me
Yeah.
also.
yep. Yeah.
I'll be like 88 to 89 and a half. My incubators kind of fluctuate a little bit. Not sure why. I've got them all sealed off, but they're homemade. I guess that's what it is.
You just never know too. Temperature in the house could drop a degree or two, and
Yep. Yep.
or different people use different thermostats too. You could have the same everything set up, two different thermostats, and it could read different
Mike,
also.
don't you have some eggs you're getting ready to cut too for the first time
Yeah, I got
this
July
season?
3rd. That'd be like 55 days.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be the het sunset clown to the leopard clown female.
Nice. Oh, here it
Shed,
is.
shed test the visuals.
Bum, bum, bum. We're just gonna go to the solo layout so she can get all the.
I'm gonna trip all over my chair because I don't have space to move around here.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. There's not much room in here.
Just don't fall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
don't
know.
fall.
They're all hunched up together. What are we doing, guys? Don't ask me what anything is. No, I have a little bit of thoughts on some of it.
Yeah, I mean,
We,
I
we
had
were
some
hoping.
ideas what they were, but you're gonna have to ask Billy because I know Billy gets hands on with that Krypton gene a lot. So
Gotcha.
And we were hoping possibly if anybody in the chat works with the Krypton stuff, if they could possibly try to help us identify some of that, that
and
would be great.
Oh,
those are
well, hey,
100%
so
head DG, right?
yes, they are. So hold up. I'll chat. I'll type if I can get my thoughts together. Whoops. And I can't type today for some reason. Um, there, I put the pairing in the chat.
Yellow belly DG het cryptic to a firefly het clown. Ooh, that's
So
yellow belly.
yes, that one I can actually tell you because I have a yellow belly het pied female in my
Look at that
rack.
dark, inky. They haven't shed out yet, though, huh? So they still got that
No,
shiny, that
Yeah.
thick, shiny first skin. Yeah,
and I
that's gonna
love
be
like
nice.
look at these look so there's so much orange actually. You know, it looks really orange right now
Yeah,
in the sides, but I have no idea what that looks like after they shed or if going into shed has something to do with that, but
yeah.
What is the first meals you're going to offer? Are you going to offer hoppers or rats or different people? They try to offer different things.
well, I don't know yet.
Oh,
I don't
because
know
it
yet.
looks like it's got a little OD in it.
But I have yeah, I don't if that's in there, then I don't know that it is. So that would be
Yeah,
an
another
extra.
bonus.
That'd be an extra gene. So um I don't know. I've got the Norwegians and I've got the ASF, so I really have about
Okay.
every option. Um so we'll just have to see, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
So we got that one. And I got this like little sassy guy that likes to follow my follow me every direction I move in. So
That
Yeah,
was going
because
to be a
he's
good
gonna
eater.
tag you.
oh, you know what? I'm due for it because it's
Yeah.
never freaking happened, and I guess I'd rather it happens with these guys. They're far less intimidating. So, um,
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah, the spicy ones are always good eaters.
I like that one.
that well, yeah, okay. In theory, I had one that Wookiee het clown female that I have. She came in, 1,440 some grams, and she was wicked when she came in, and she didn't want to eat at all. And then I finally was like, it went on for like a month. She would strike the side of the tub and everything if I was outside, walking around outside of it. And I was like, all right, we got to deal with this. So I finally got her out, held her, carried her around for a bit. Um, she was big, so there's not a lot of room for a hide, but I went ahead and gave her one, and then she chilled the heck out big time after that, and then she ate finally for me. So I think it just depends. I think for them, like, I kind of viewed that situation as like a fight or flight,
Yeah,
comparable to us. If we're in fight or flight, like our digestion isn't working. That's not what our body's focused on other things. And so I think that was a lot of it. Like she was not comfortable enough to eat. So as soon
that
as
makes
she
sense.
settled down, so this one has this cool arrowhead. Don't bite me or anything
Man,
else.
if I didn't know any better, those almost look DG to me because of how inky black that is. Like I've got some DG stuff, and the blacks usually look so nice.
I know it's so bright. I'm trying to show. There's the back of the arrowhead there.
Dude, it's got like a U in the back.
Yeah, well, it's like a full arrowhead. If I could get the whole
Yeah.
top of the head to look, it
Oh
looks really cool.
That one's going to be a male.
And then,
yeah.
let's see what we got here.
Name him Chief.
We got this one.
I like that
This
one.
one, like, had the clown look in the egg,
Oh
but
yeah, that was the one you kept saying. Oh, I think it's a clown. It looks like a clown.
well, I didn't
And I kind of
necessarily. I just said it
disagree with
had,
you.
this. It looked like it, but
Yeah,
from the sides. But
it's nice. I think
yeah.
that one's probably my favorite. The contrast on it is so amazing. And then
Mm-hmm.
4 yellow dots right behind the neck. Like I've never seen that before either.
Yeah.
Eric Smith says he would offer a 4 to 7 day old ASF hopper for the first meals.
Okay.
And he said that one looks that one or the other one looks yellow belly firefly.
Eric wants to see the neck. Oh God, that one's
Which
amazing.
one?
All of them probably because he could tell which ones. Oh, is that Firefly Krypton? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Fire yellow belly krypton.
Yellow belly, yeah,
For the yellow one, right? The white-faced one?
I think so. See, these comments
Because
come
this
in
one,
faster.
well, right. This one reminds me of like the two Kryptons that I have in my that clutch that I purchased. I
Look
have
at
that
that
clutch
long
of
neck.
7 that I purchased, and there's the two Kryptons in there, which also have fire and pastel and all that stuff in those.
Eric says the last one.
Just
Yeah, that one. Yep. That's really nice.
and
It's
then this
always
one was
exciting having the
this
babies.
here is the last one to come out of the egg. Has this really caramel color look to it.
Oh.
And look, it's got like little Shrek ogre ears on the head stamp.
Yeah, it does. See, you could market that all day. Buy Shrek. Buy Shrek now. Yeah, the neck stripe apparently is a huge giveaway on those Kryptons. So if they have like a really long neck stripe, it's usually a good sign.
Like that.
Yeah, I'd say like that. Holy crap.
I
And
think
the
he said that
towers
one.
Oh.
are huge. Look at those. Look at those extended towers, or alien heads, if you want to call them that. But
I think he
I'm
said that
pretty.
one looks pastel yellow belly on that one.
All of the dark spots are like full of the, like blushing or whichever one. What do they call it? What's the other term? And it depends what part of the body it's coming up as to whether it's blushing or what's the other thing.
Flaming,
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking.
dude. That's the best one right there.
So yeah, so that's what I got.
Yeah, like those last three you showed. Those were some hitters. I like them. Those were nice.
Are you keeping all of them, or have you decided yet? Or are you gonna wait till they shed out?
Well, so yeah, so like I was saying to you guys, I don't know because I need to know. I want to know what I have first off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would get with
Um,
somebody. Maybe Eric can help you. I don't know. Eric, do you have a lot of experience with Cryptic and Krypton?
when I get that worked out, like getting the IDs, getting them sexed, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah, those are nice though. It's one of those
Eric,
snakes
Thank
where you
you.
just
I'm
want to keep
excited for sure.
opening up the tub. Yeah, that last one
Yeah,
has to be your holdback, Steph, for sure. Rat Bastard Royal said that last one is the holdback, Steph. He
yeah,
ain't lying.
I think he wanted it himself, he said.
yeah, he said yellow belly, firefly, krypton, OD.
Hey, maybe you should reach out to Eric. He says he's hatched a few clutches, so maybe he might be able to help you
Yeah,
ID those.
Yeah, we
yeah.
appreciate you, Eric.
I know I
Appreciate it.
haven't chatted with Eric in a while. We were chatting quite a bit.
Yeah, Eric's good
So
people, man.
Yeah, we're a nice guy.
yeah, I'm really excited about them. Um, so I don't think what was he saying about the one with the white face? That one was or was not Krypton? Because what I see,
That neck
especially
stripe,
in it, is
that is. Look how long
that
that neck stripe is.
head. That head is so much like the male that I have in the other
That neck
clutch.
stripe's the giveaway, if I'm
Yeah, I
correct.
think that's what he said with the long neck stripe there.
Yep. Eric says that is Krypton
Yeah,
right there in your
Okay,
hands.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, so if you don't want that pretty girl or boy, let me know. See, marketing
Hi.
101. You show and I
Hello.
want to buy.
super
Firefly,
pastel fire
Krypton.
krypton.
Yeah, boy, they're all over the place here. They're moving faster than I can move. So, for any of our audience out there that might not know how to get a hold of you, how would they get a hold of you, Steph?
I would go for Instagram right now. That's the best way at the
Yeah,
moment.
and
I am
well,
on Morph Market, but I don't have anything posted on Morph Market yet still. Um, and I have some animals that I need to move too. And I've just not been, I need to get shipping supplies and things like that. So I haven't wanted to post anything up when I wasn't prepared to take care of it. But Instagram's the best way. I'm on Facebook also. So
what's your handle?
audacious ball pythons. And then also Mary Hughes Bull Terriers is also there for
You want to
the
spell that
dogs.
for our folks that might not be very good at
Mary
spelling? Like,
Hughes, yeah, is Marihughs. So on Instagram, it is Mary Hughes underscore Bull Terriers. Facebook, it's just Mary Hughes Bull Terriers. But also, if you go to my Audacious accounts, you're gonna see the Bull Terriers anyway. So
there we go. There it is right there in the chat, y'all. Mary Hughes underscore Bull Terriers. That's how you get them bulldogs. And you can probably get some snakes while you're at it. Man,
yeah,
that was freaking awesome. I really enjoyed having you on the show tonight. And that first clutch right there, that's an amazing first clutch for anybody to hatch out, to be fair. That's really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I
Congratulations on
think
that.
like you said, we hit the odds pretty well on that one. That was
Yeah, because when
fun.
you were cutting them, I'm like, dude, I don't want to ID them while they're still in the egg. I'm not on that level. But I
Yeah.
was kind of just like looking at them. I'm like, dude, I want to say it's this, but gotta wait till it sheds. And I don't work with
Yeah.
Krypton or Cryptic at all, so I mean, I would just be blowing smoke up somebody's ass if I said I knew what I
Yeah.
was talking about when it came to that gene.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything, Sean. So we appreciate
Yeah.
everybody coming out in the chat.
Eric Smith says, "Hell yeah, I wish that was my first clutch." Right? Right? My first clutch was some Pestaves.
Thanks, Eric.
Yep. Hell yeah. Eric is a ride or die, man. He's here through the whole damn show. I love it. Yep. Yep. And Kristen, hey, Kristen's been quiet tonight. Is she even there anymore? Did she leave? Yep. So that's so awesome. Steph, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight. I'm going to throw you backstage and we're going
right.
to wrap this thing up.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
everybody.
Hey, Mike, that was an incredible show, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's good to have her on and show off her first clutch that she produced herself.
Yeah,
It was
that's
a
cool, man.
awesome clutch.
She's learning. She's coming up pretty quick, man. And y'all need to go check her out.
And that's awesome, though, that she
Mary Hugh _ Bull Terriers for the dogs and Audacious Balls for the snakes. Make sure you guys go hit her up, go follow her, go give her a like, go share her stuff. Back to that networking and communication, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, though, that she called you for that first clutch to help her cut that. That was awesome. So that should be a lot there for you, big guy. But we appreciate everybody coming into the chat. If you ain't already, go support US Arc Florida, and the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. We appreciate you, Sean, for your service, and everybody else for their services too.
Oh yeah, happy birthday! Hey, one other thing, all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day tomorrow, man. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope it's a beautiful day and you can fire up the grill like I want to and get to work.
Yeah, happy
But
Father's Day.
yeah, man. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for sitting with us and grinding it out. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that and hit that bell notification so you can never miss a breakdown. And thank you all again. And we will see you all next week. Remember, be kind to somebody. It doesn't pay to be an asshole to everybody all the time. So
Sure. And Darian said that was him on Kristen's account. So
yeah, Darren. Yep.
so he's gonna hit you up. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see
Thanks,
y'all
everybody.
next time. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We've got Sammy Vargas from Bull Pythons. You guys are not going to want to miss this, man. Get on
Pink
it.
Panther himself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Can't
we'll
wait.
see you all later. Have a good one. Until next week. We out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.